Angel City FC has no definite plan on who will lead their team, which is a big reason why they suck. JJ Redick still has to figure out a rotation for the Lakers, and a new record. It took less than 3 innings of spring training for the Dodgers to injure their first pitcher. Kudos, fellas, kudos. Hi, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It's February 21st, 2025. By the time you see this clip, I will be on a plane heading home from Portland. Please, SoCal, please bringeth the warmth. Boy, do I need to be warm. Meantime, if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. Lakers 110, Portland 102. An ugly win in an ugly town. Without Luka Doncic playing, LeBron James led the way with 40 points. Austin Reeves added 32. Milwaukee defeated the Clippers 116-110. Kawhi Leonard scored 25 points. James Harden added 24. And 20th ranked Maryland beat USC 88-71. Wesley Yates scored 21 for the Trojans. Meanwhile, today there are no games involving LA teams. So what do you say we get to the news? I don't know if I've ever led one of these broadcasts talking about Angel City FC. And yet Angel City FC continues to talk about itself as if it's an exemplar of girl power. Yes, the future is indeed female. That is the way Angel City FC sells it. They are run by a girl boss, and because they are run by girl bosses, they are the most valuable women's professional athletic club on the planet. And yet, despite the money, despite the star power in the owner's box, despite the endless stream of weak affirmations, yes, just one affirmation after another, more affirmations than seeing a barbershop quartet of Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, Stephen R. Covey, and Jordan Peterson, all the affirmations. And yet, Angel City FC's results reinforce every single negative stereotype about women. And I'm not saying that you should believe stereotypes about women. I'm saying the results show negative stereotypes. For example, the girl boss over at Angel City FC is only the boss because her Disney CEO husband cut the check. And why was there a new girl boss? Well, it's because the old girl bosses maxed out the credit cards. Negative stereotypes. Don't you hate it when negative stereotypes start to feel like there's some reality there? Now, there's more talk with Angel City FC about making a difference in the community than actually winning soccer matches. How Angel City keeps giving players multiple contract extensions for the feels of it. All the feels, despite the fact that the team is only qualified for the playoffs once. Why? Why? Because the narrative has never been about results. It has always been about positive impact in the community. Now, why do I bring all this up? Glad you asked. Because despite the millions of dollars that Angel City poured into a state-of-the-art training center, despite the team already having begun training for the season, and despite already having played preseason matches, they don't have a coach. They do not have a coach. Not since they fired Becky Tweed on December 9th. Not only that, the franchise apparently might not have a coach until July. Halfway through the season. Then they might start going around about the idea of hiring somebody who will actually have a plan. You built a training center with, I presume, a coach's office, which is going to stand vacant until the summer. Nobody to write out a starting 11 on what's probably a brand new whiteboard on the locker room wall. Nobody breaking down film? Now, the new sporting director of the franchise, a guy named Mark Parson, he replaced general manager Angela Mangano, who was fired in disgrace because she couldn't figure out salary cap math. Once again, negative female stereotype. But from hearing Parson talk, you get the vibe that he doesn't have anything other than negative female stereotypes. There's no utilitarianism. There's no sense of urgency. I feel more of a sense of urgency for this team than he does. You know, he's talking about Angel City FC and their coaching search on some podcast I don't listen to. Quote, "We're down to 4 candidates. It's been a very detailed and thorough process, one that I'm loving and enjoying being on the other side of, getting to hear great top talent coaches share their vision and their thoughts." He later added, quote, "It gives us calmness to get the right person and not to rush the process," unquote. Calmness. You're going to tell me that you have calmness despite the fact that you have no definitive direction as to how your club will finally, after 3 years, start to win soccer games? That gives you a sense of calm? The preseason is when you implement a formation, you select a starting 11, you develop a strategy to win, and yet you are embracing calmness in the midst of nothing but chaos? You're sitting in the lotus position during all of this uncertainty, like you're in the lotus position, listening to some dipwad play a pan flute and indulging yourself in aromatherapy? Is that what you guys are doing at Angel City FC? This is a team that finished 12th in a 14-team league last year. They were penalized by the league for violating the salary cap. They have no coach, and yet, namaste. What is it going to take to light a fire under the collective ass of Angel City? You need to understand the city you represent. Imagine what would happen if the Dodgers or the Lakers had the 3rd worst team in Major League Baseball or the NBA. Would there be calm? Oh, yeah, we're just so happy with all the money that we make with the Dodgers. Maybe we'll get around to replacing Dave Roberts by the All-Star break. Do you think that would fly? Of course not. Galaxy supporters went on a boycott until the entire front office was cleaned out. Respect the city you represent. And I hate even bringing this up. I'd love to be positive about the sports scene down there. Arguably the greatest female athlete in world history is an Angeleno, Jackie Joyner-Kersee. USC and UCLA, both of them killing it in women's hoops. The Sparks aren't good now, but they won 3 WNBA titles. And yet Angel City FC doesn't even care if they have a coach. There are many, I hate the idea of negative stereotypes being validated. There are plenty of goal-oriented women in athletics. So let's not mince any words about this. Angel City FC is a multi-million-dollar pile of costume jewelry. Its reported value is a fantasy. It's cubic zirconia. It's Enron in stilettos. There are at least 11 other teams in the NWSL, including the one in Portland, that take winning soccer matches far more seriously than Angel City ever has. So this is not to clown women's athletics. This is to clown Angel City, who still hasn't figured out that the reason that team exists is not to proclaim an affirmation. It's about winning soccer games. You claim you have 4 candidates. It took you over 2 months to get there. You don't need another 4 or 5 months. Pick one. And that's the memo. The They call the All-Star break the halfway point of the NBA season, and that's not true. The halfway point was actually about a month ago. But JJ Redick said the Lakers are still trying to figure out a rotation. See, before the year, he said he wanted a rotation of 9. In the loss to Charlotte a couple of days ago, 2 days ago, 10 players got on the floor. And so the question becomes, if you're the Lakers, who's the odd man out? Last night was just the 4th Lakers game that would have had Luka Doncic. Doncic was a last-minute scratch. So if it matters, the current Lakers starting lineup would be Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves. Those 3 obvious locks in the rotation. Jackson Hayes started at center, and then there was Rui Hachimura. Of the 5 players that came off the bench against the Hornets, 3 were primarily for perimeter defense. Jared Vanderbilt, Dorian Finney-Smith, Gabe Vincent. Then you have a backup center in Alex Len and a rookie who needs to shoot in Dalton Connect. So, you got those 10 guys. You know 3 of them are locks for the rotation. But then you wind up having to ask yourself a lot of questions if you're the Lakers. Many of you, including myself, would say the Lakers need a center, but there remains the distinct possibility that this team could play small ball for the rest of the year. Hayes has not been a consistent starter, and Len averages less than 2 points and 2 rebounds per game. Do you really need a center? In other words, Redick has a major dilemma. Because you can get that 9-man rotation simply by going small. But damn, that's a hell of a wound on defense. Also with the Lakers, I think virtually all of us are over talking about the Lakers rejecting Mark Williams in a trade with Charlotte. The player's agent is upset, claiming the Lakers should not have rescinded the trade, to which I say, go back to Charlotte and like it. The agent is always going to take the client's side. What he says means nothing. Over at Camelback Ranch, Bobby Miller gets the award for the first Dodgers pitcher to get injured. And I realize I'm about as jaded as they come, but even I would have not predicted the 3rd inning of the first preseason game. To be fair, you can't pin this one, though, on the Dodger coaches. Miller got drilled in the forehead with a 105 mile per hour line drive. Even worse, it was hit by his former Dodgers teammate in Michael Busch. So, good looking out, dude. Good looking out. Miller's in a concussion protocol, so I have no idea how much time he's going to miss. I would imagine it would depend, the first step being that lump on his head shrinking finally. Safety Elijah Molden has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Chargers, according to the LA Times. He was acquired in a trade with Tennessee just before last season, turned in a career year, starting 12 games, picking off 3 passes. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about what a trash heap Angel City FC is. And for that matter, who would you put in a 9-man rotation for the Lakers? And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.